Welcome back to Spads and Fish, guys. In today's video, it is an update video, and you're gonna see a lot of this face. I just want to update you guys on what's going on. Really, not much with the fish as far as just keeping them all healthy, but future projects for the channel. So I'll get going because it's probably gonna be a long one because I like to talk. So this tank, the big tank behind me. It needs to get some upgrades right along the back wall here, that whole back wall, the full length of this tank. I'm doing something, picked up some Temu stuff I got out of hand, so you guys can see this. Doesn't look like much and it looks cheap, but it should look good. It's kind of like a vine wall, so that's going to be on the back wall of that. Also, my future plans for that tank is for this tank, is to line the whole back. So you guys see my filter over here. I have a bunch of plants, obviously real plants. I want to do the whole back, put some kind of shelving. Essentially, I'm going to put 2x4s and hang some baskets, and then I'll put more plants along the tank, along the backside of the tank, just so one, it'll help with filtration, and two, it'll give it more of a natural look. Obviously, not so much natural with the fake vine wall, but that's gonna get covered up. I just don't want to have a bare wall behind it. Also, sorry if I keep looking away, it's because I'm looking at the reflections, so make sure I'm pointing and everything the right direction. So that's one future plan for that. Also, I will be getting rid of the lights that are overhanging like that. I do gotta put covers, like clear plastic covers or something on the tank. Just one, to keep humidity down. Two, I don't need it for jumping fish because that net takes care of that. It's mainly for humidity. But also, when I do have those plants growing back there, I plan on, you guys can't see it, but up on the ceiling, I'm gonna run like a rack system with maybe those lights, probably not, just some different kinds of lights that'll actually be lighting the plants up so they can grow better, and they'll probably reach the ceiling. So that's a lot of things I gotta do on that one. On top of a major thing I got to do in this room is get rid of this popcorn ceiling because I hate it. It's throughout my whole house and I want to change it up. So this room will probably get to be the first one, which again includes me getting on top of this tank. So my plan is to put, plywood or something on top, or even 2x4s or something on top of it. So I can stand on, obviously cover the whole tank and just start taking this popcorn ceiling out, and then obviously paint and all that. But the popcorn ceiling part is the hard part just because it's a mess. So that's those two. That's the tank and the ceiling. And the next thing I think I'm gonna do, well, actually not the next thing. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm going in whatever I can get done. Whatever I think I can get done sooner, just so I have something done. But I think my next project or bigger project is gonna be building a bigger tank for the piranhas. They're still good in there they'll probably be good. They probably go there for like at least 6 months, and a year from now, they'll still be good in the 125. But just because I came up with the idea and I just want to just build them a tank that they should be good for the rest of their life. And that's going to go over there. And in a second, I'll show you guys everywhere where everything's going. But it's going to go on this side, which is my wall with the windows. I will be doing, I believe it's going to be either 7 or 8 foot long tank. Probably about 3 feet wide, 4 feet if I can get, if the room makes sense. And then what I'm doing is I had taken apart, and you guys probably could see it in the corner over there. I had taken apart a 180 gallon tank. So the panels are 2 foot tall by 6 feet long. So that will be my viewing panel, the front panel for the Piranha tanks. I figured recycle. I'm not gonna do anything with that tank or those glass for a while, so at least use one of them to build that tank. Obviously, being 7 or 8 feet long, there's gonna be, wood. And same thing, I'm gonna be building that out of wood mainly. This one's gonna be on a stand, so it's not gonna be from the floor up. I think I'm gonna do either 36 feet or 36 inches tall, maybe a little less, just so there's not so much wood between the glass, like pretty much the window. So that will be 6 inches or 6 inches on the bottom. So I'm not sure, like I said, it'll be about 30 plus inches tall. I don't want to make it too tall just because it'll be harder for me to get in there if I need to do something on the floor or on the base of it. Like I said, it will be on a stand, which will be part of the tank. And then I'll be either doing a 125 gallon sump, so I'll reuse that 125, or I actually been thinking about building an overhead sump, the full length of the tank, maybe a foot wide, so it'll be pretty deep. And then what I like about overhead sumps is you build it however you want, you divide it however you want, different media and all that. And then all you do is you put one pump inside the tank, which I'll probably have it covered by, or not covered, but try to camouflage it into the aquascape. And I'll have one pump, and then that pumps up to the sump on one end, and then all that, and then eventually it'll overflow back into the tank. So if power goes out, there's nothing that happens. Some of you guys know with sumps, or I've showed you guys before, where with my sumps, if you have a sump on the bottom, water drains to wherever their drain is on the tank, or the overflow is on the tank. And sometimes if you have your returns lower than the overflow, it can return through there also. So then you have to deal with making sure the water levels are good and make sure everything kicks back on. Whereas having overhead sump, you just got one pump. As soon as it turns on, it starts pumping water back up, and there's no water loss. There's no risk of overflowing something. But like I said, I'm trying not to get too descriptive on what I'm doing. I'm just trying to tell you guys my plans and finding the time. Like I said in previous videos, I had just gotten a new job, so I was worried about that, making sure that's nice, that's up and going good, and I had time for that. But that is the next plan, right? I think that's gonna be my more recent, it's gonna be the closest plan that I can do, just because I have some of the material. I still have some pond shield from when I built that, so that'll be plenty. Next thing, in this corner where I have the 20 gallon tank, like I told you guys before, I'm thinking about rehoming the fish that are in there, and moving that 20 gallon either into the house or just somewhere else. I need that corner, because eventually, I don't know if I'll be able to do it this winter. Ideally, it'd be this winter, but the problem with I have is I don't have a garage. This room was the old garage. When I moved in, it was already finished as a family room. That's why I can have these tanks here, because I'm on a concrete slab. So in the winter, doing any wood projects, I have to do them in here because of the space. And it's not so bad for the fish, but it's just a lot of cleanup. especially if I'm doing videos. I gotta clean up before a video or be messy, which you guys know I don't care too much about being messy. But that corner where the 20 gallon is going to be, I believe it's going to be a 6 by 4 feet. And that one I don't need to, but I'll probably do about 36 inches tall. Same thing, it'll be on a stand or elevated. That one will be a future tank for the Stingrays. They don't need it right now. I still got probably at least 2 years before they need something like that. But I'm impatient. I like to build my fish. I like to put my fish in their forever homes as soon as I can, just so I don't stress them out when they're older. Not some fish, they can actually kill themselves, but just by you moving them, they get stressed out. It's just not good for them. So I always try to do it when they're younger or before I buy them. If I already buy them as adults or bigger, I try to make sure I have something ready for them. As many tanks or as many, I don't have a lot of tanks. I don't think I have a lot of tanks, but I have a lot of water volume, and it's great because it gives a lot of these guys the room to grow, or more fish in one tank. But the problem I'm running into is I want to rescue, let's say I want to rescue a 10-inch red-tail catfish. Rescue, rehome, whatever you don't want to call it. People, they get to 10 inches or 12 inches and they're already trying to panic, and which I don't blame them. That's fine. They're looking for something better. They didn't realize they were going to get that big. But if I want to rescue a 10-inch catfish, I don't have a tank here that I can put them in to grow out, because if I put them in there, it'll be fish food for the bigger red tails. And my quarantine tank, I could probably grow it out for a little bit. It's a 75 gallon, but I can only go max 15 inches. So that's not really ideal. So I'm trying to figure out this whole room. My future plans is to build an extension to this room so that I can still host family, and this current room, will get filled up with tanks or big tanks, or I was already thinking about building a big center tank, which I'm not sure. I think if I did it right, if I measured it right, I think it's gonna come out to be 3,000 gallons, which will be almost double of this one. But I'll still have this one, so I'm not sure what I want to do. That's future plans. Right now, I can't really fill up the center space in this room yet until I figure out where to put family when we have family events or get together, Christmas, whatever. Like I said, I ramble on and I like to hear myself talk, and you guys can't stop me right now. So you can stop the video, but you can't stop me. I try to make these videos shorter, but I know some people have asked me like actual updates. They don't want you. They want to get updates from me, not so much like, oh, look at the fish, oh, look at that. So I'm trying to do a full update. So piranha tank will be the next thing to come. This probably will be after that, doing, like I said, the wall. I don't know if you guys can't see it yet. I'll show you guys in a second. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll kind of give you guys an idea where everything is going. I shopped at Temu. Like I said, Temu is good for some of this stuff. I know it's cheap, but it works. Or at least it gives me an idea, oh, I do like this, and then buy the more expensive brand of it. But I did put up a shelf that I've been wanting to do for forever. And that's going to get stocked up with a lot of my fish equipment, food if I start storing food. Just whatever I need to for this room, at least it'll be organized on that shelf. I still have to do. I'll probably. So I told you guys this is next, but really, I told you guys in previous videos I'm trying to get a generator set up, so I can, emergencies. Right now is actually storming and we lost power for a little bit, but that's why I have my flashlight in case I need to continue the video because the phone won't die. But the next project, and my brother keeps nagging me to get this generator going just because we got it. We lose power. I mentioned it before about at least once a month, maybe 2 times a month. Usually it's not long, but we just had power outages in nearby towns for days. So I can't risk that. So I have the generator. I'm trying to find a couple more pieces just to make it work. So that'll be actually the first next project. Then it'll be Piranha Tank. Then it'll be that. And probably around the time I do this is when I'll do the popcorn or remove the popcorn ceiling and maybe change the lighting. I'm not sure. Probably, yeah, I'm not sure. I know the lighting's not the best right now, but if I turn on the room lights, it gets too bright and a lot of these tanks are off already. This one stays on longer. But like I said, I just want to update you guys. And my thinking, how I think about these things is I want to put my fish, any fish I take in, I want to make sure they have the room and the best possible tank so they can grow out and live their life. I think the last video was with my clown knife, my OG, passing away. I like to keep my fish at least till their expected life expectancy. So every fish I have here, I don't want to rehome. You guys know I'm actively trying to rehome the guards, and that's just, I don't want to. And if I get these lids, maybe I won't get rid of them, the lids for that one. But at some point I would like to get inside this tank and rearrange things or clean up better. And I can't do that with the gars. Every other fish usually gives me my room and space, but the gars will get really curious about me and I can't have that. So if I do end up keeping them, they will be going out into one of my stock ponds. I don't like to do that, just especially with the long nose, because they can panic and break their beak. So, but I could put them in a stock pond so I can get in the tank and do what I need to do in there. There's a whole new segment, but so this tank last month was a year of it running, fully operational, running with fish. And if you guys ask me what would I change, what do I do different, there's not much. I actually enjoy how I built this. Obviously the aquascaping I'm going to change around, but we all do that every once in a while in our tanks just to make it different. But how I built it, I wouldn't change anything. The only thing I would have changed, which I tried to follow, I don't know, I couldn't find an exact rule or law that said I can't put it closer to the power, which is my circuit breaker box, which is right on the other side of it. That's the only reason why this tank is only 16 feet long. But that's the only thing I think I would have changed. This made it a little longer, gotten closer, but hey, it's still big enough. It would have gave me an extra 3 feet, so it's not much of a difference. But that's why I have future plans. This was my first wood build, and I'm happy with it. I took my time and I'm really happy with it. And now that's got me wanting to build more wooden tanks and stuff like that. So, or building my own tanks. That's why with the Piranha tank, that's gonna be made out of wood too. And obviously, you guys, I have one of my first videos I posted was me building that. But at that time, I didn't have YouTube, so it was mainly just pictures and short videos of me showing buddies or something what I was doing. But next tank build like that, I will try to film as much as I can and try to describe or tell you guys what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. I'm not gonna be full of information. It's one of those things where anytime I build something, I tend to overbuild. I want to overbuild just so I don't have to worry about it later. So that tank it's gonna be a new way of building for me. Just because I'm just gonna, for the tank itself, I think I'm just gonna use plywood. There's not gonna be any like wood supports like this one had. Or not wood supports, stud supports like this one has. It's just gonna be plywood, the 4 walls, well, 3 walls with one with the window. And then I'm supporting on the top with a full piece of plywood. Obviously, cut out the holes for the lights and feeding time. And then the whole bottom will be wood base, which the whole bottom will be part of the stand. So I'm gonna screw that down into it. So that'll be a solid base. Like I said, I don't want. I'm just rambling now, but I do want to make sure that I tell you guys all this information and have you guys hold me to it. If I go 3 months, without even starting the Piranha tank, like, just comment, tell me, hey, what's up, what's going on. I need a little push from you guys. I'm not bored of doing this. It's just I forget to do this. I got so many things that I do daily that I forget to do it. I'm focused on feeding these fish, making sure their tanks are all good, and the water's all good. And I just don't do the rest because I just find other projects and I forget, oh, hey, I was going to start this project. So you guys got to hold me to it. I've told a couple people, my wife, my brother, they hold me to it too. So I just gotta get it done, and I gotta pick up the camera and record so you guys can see everything. I think that's all the information I have right now. I hope that's all the information because I don't want to do another one of these videos, or not for a long time at least. Because like I said, I understand just watching me talk, it's boring. So like I said, just give me a second and I will show you guys where I'm putting everything from what I was talking earlier. So, like I said, I got that shelving there. And like I said, it's gonna be filled up with fish supplies, tank supplies, or at least what I can. And then I'll probably put some kind of sheet in the back of it so you don't see the electricals. But the vine is gonna go somewhere on that wall, probably full length from there. This way, maybe depending on how much I got, maybe I'll go there. But on the back, right there, going there, and then I won't put something there, but then I'll go there to there. Will be eventually a bunch of baskets with more live plants, and like I said, give it a natural look. And then up here, my popcorn ceiling, I will put probably 2x4s or something, or 2x6 or 1x6 across, and I will mount lights up there, and then get rid of these, and any lights for the tank. For a while, it's gonna get it from up top, just going through the plants. I don't need that much lighting in this tank. And if it gets to where the plants overgrow and block the light, I might leave it like that. I think it'll just give it more of a natural look. If it's just completely dark because they're covering completely, then on top of when I put the lids on top of those, I'll probably just throw some lights, just enough to light up the tank a little. That's the 180. So Piranha tank, yes, it's a mess. Like I said, I don't mind being messy. This changes all the time anyways. Piranha tank will go from roughly there to roughly about here. Just give me enough room to open that door, no problem. I don't use that door, so I don't care about opening that one. But so I think I measured it was like 7 or 8 feet from there to there. That's where the new Piranha tank is gonna go. And this corner, same thing, messy, kids. That 20 gallon, the 20 gallon will get moved. And I got some fish in there that I want to build it, or not build a tank, but set up a tank. And that tank, I didn't mention that earlier, but that tank will go right here. I think I got 3 feet there. So it's going to be roughly a 40 gallon. I'm trying to find a rimless 40 gallon, but it's going to go there, and it's going to be very natural type of aquascape. These are the stingrays. Oh, so going back to this. So from there to here, that's 4 feet, and then from there to here is six feet or so. That's going to be a big cube tank from there. That's going to take up that whole side, and like I said, that will be my future stingray tank. They'll be able to grow out fully without having to move them again, and it'll be nice because I'll be able to put, you know, the big guys, big mamas, big dads, and if I have to separate, I'll still have something, whether it's this tank or, you know, something else. I'll have something if I have to separate them. Right now, if these guys start not getting along, I would have to set up another tank, but they're fine. There's male, female. There's no one else competing in their tank. So, also something I didn't mention earlier is, so when I moved the piranhas from that tank, from the 125 to over there, this is gonna free up. Either the tank is gonna free up, or I actually want to put a 150 fat boy or tall boy, whatever you want to call it. So those are like 4 feet and then like 2 feet wide. I'll probably replace it with something like that, just because that kind of goes into that corner, and I don't think it's not aesthetically pleasing. So I think a 4-footer would be just fine, and it'll be a deep one, so I can have some bigger fish or more fish. You know, it'll be 150 gallons, and that quarantine tank will either get moved somewhere else out of the way because it's quarantine, or I'll figure out some other kind of quarantine solution. All right, so hopefully I didn't forget to mention anything. Like I said, it's a long update, but I don't even call it an update. It's just future planning. But I just figured I'd let you guys know. Hopefully you guys keep me to it. I know I gotten, you know, doing my videos once every 2 weeks now, or trying to. And that's just because I haven't found anything to do. I haven't, you know, really done anything special in here. So another thing I told you guys in the last video, I'm trying to get a worm farm going. That'll get put on something. Maybe it's that shelf over there. That'll get going, and it'll be treats for fish, or for when I go fishing, or my kids go fishing, whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, long-winded as it was, but please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.